So chat, this one is called the best teams for Crown. It might be very helpful because a lot of people, at least yesterday and when they announced her, which I think was 2 days ago at this point, or I guess during the live stream, people want to know the best team. So let's see what some people are cooking up, right? So you got team 1 attack buff from Litter, Crown herself, Red Hood DPS, Scarlet Black Shadow DPS, Modernian DPS. I think this is the most obvious team, right? I think this is the most obvious team, but I feel like for like full uptime on the second part of her skill where you get the attack damage when you just take a healing effect, you probably want to have Rapunzel on that team. So for me, my team is probably going to be, and I think I did this yesterday. I did not. Okay, I guess I didn't do it. Let's just use the burst 2. Let's use Senti as Crown. I'm gonna do probably what do I want? I want Rapunzel on the team for heals. Because if any, it says, what does it say here? It says the recovery effect is the same thing as Nero's, right? If I actually open up Nero, I should be able to show you guys. It's the same thing as Nero, which means the only person that's going to work for that, at least efficiently, should be Rapunzel. It's the exact same thing as Nero's, which means Nero, the only character Nero works with efficiently is Rapunzel. It's going to be the exact same thing for Dorothy, or for Crown. So Rapunzel has to be on the team. Crown is already a burst 2 20-second cooldown, so I have a perfect slot for, I have only a slot for a burst 1 and 2 burst 3s. 2 burst 3s probably going to be Scarlet. Next burst 3 is probably going to be Red Hood, or it could be Modernia. Or it could be Ludmilla, or it could be Anise, or it could be whoever your main DPS is. But for me, I think it's probably going to guarantee be the Scarlet and maybe Modernia. If not that, Red Hood and the Scarlet, or Red Hood and the Modernia. Probably between these 3. I'm going to, you know, kind of change it between these 3, right? Now, when I'm fighting bosses, burst 1 is always going to be Dorothy. But when I'm not fighting bosses, I could run, obviously, Litter, which is probably the best case scenario because now you have cover repair, cooldown reduction, more attack buffs, crit buffs, and you're getting obviously the attack buff every burst rotation on top of Crown's attack buffs every burst rotation. It's quite the crazy combo with these characters. But maybe, just maybe, I want to try to like finesse it and try to go outside the box. In that case, maybe I would use Red Hood as the burst 1, Crown as the burst 2. I would use Modernia or Black Shadow Scarlet as my main burst 3. Probably Modernia. This is something I'm probably going to try out for a video, and then I would have Killer Wife. That way I'm getting Modernia or Red Hood's attack buff every burst rotation. I'm getting Crown's attack buff. Senti's the replacement for Crown. And then I'm doing Modernia's that, but Modernia wouldn't be the best pick for that, right? Now, would she? Now, I think the best pick for that would probably be the Scarlet that, you know, your boy unfortunately does not have. But if, you know, because there's a better Scarlet, we're going to use, obviously, Black Shadow Scarlet for that case. So, boom. This is probably going to be my team right here. Right? Not really. I think my main team is going to be the Rapunzel, Crown, then like Litter, and then Red Hood and Scarlet. Or Red Hood, Modernia, or Modernia, Scarlet. Like, it's going to change between those 3. Right? Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget Crown's thing. This is a personal thing as well, chat. Thank you, Malcolm, for gifting a membership to Jay. Right? But maybe I'm going to not bring Rapunzel and just sacrifice the permanent uptime on the attack damage buff and be like, maybe I want survivability. And in my case, I would bring this personally. I would probably bring a burst 1, which could again be Litter, or it could be the Killer Wife, or it could be whoever you want, Dorothy. Probably this. And then it would be like something like this. That way, I would just use her burst skill the first time. We would have the damage reduction on top of all Crown's nonsense, where she gets invincibility, taunt, recover, HP potency, defense up to all people who don't use their burst skill, the shields when we use her burst skill for 15 seconds of 10% of her final max HP as a defender. Quite the crazy chap. That's quite crazy. Let me give you guys an idea of, you know, what this is looking like. Let me give you guys a rough idea of what this is looking like. Let's take a look at my Noah, who is LB3. right? Currently, my Noah, without overload gear, LB3, no cube, or I guess she has a cube. We could switch this out for a resilience cube as well, right? Which we're going to do. Currently, my Noah has, you know, 1.9 million, right? Let's just pull up the calculations here of my Noah, right? Bop, 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 bop. We do that, and then what's the percentage exactly? The percentage is 10.45% of this. So all I would do is multiply that by 0. I guess I don't even have to do 0. I could just do 10.45, and then I would just divide this by 100%, and boom, that means my shield, every burst rotation for 15 seconds for all allies would be at the capacity of 202,000. On top of base damage reduction, on top of the invincibility and taunt we might get here and there, that might be the play. All right? Now, you might be like, you need healing, but I don't think you need healing. I think you need healing if you want to have the damage attack, attack damage buff the entire game. Which you probably do. I mean, why wouldn't you want an attack damage buff the entire game, right? But I don't want to make it seem like you have to use Rapunzel for this character to work, because I already know the community is going to start running with that notion, right? Realistically, her first skill is more than enough. Her taunt invincibility, her shield, and her burst skill is more than enough. To have the attack damage drop the entire time is just crazy. It's doable, but it's just overkill. Everything else about her kit is more than enough. Chat, this is just what is going to be happening, right? I don't think anybody else gave any other teams here. Oh, they have. Let's see. So let's take a look at some other people's teams, right? I'm partial to running her with Dorothy, Privity, Summer, Anise, Flag. So reload buff should allow them to... Okay, but I don't feel like Anise and Privity need more reload. Do you? Do you really need that much more reload? But that is actually... No. That might be the comp. Oh, shit! That might be a comp. Chat, bro. Look. You bring Anise. You bring Privity. Your burst 2 is... Bro, what? Your burst 2 is Crown, and when you use Summer Anise's burst skill, you know, you get the massive reload speed, which is going to make her go to 1 bullet. But because of Crown, if you don't use her burst skill, you're going to get reload speed regardless. Oh my god. We might be seeing something outrageous with this team. So Senti is Crown here. You put Crown in there. Heck, I don't know who your burst 1 would be in this situation, because it wouldn't be Litter, right? You probably want to shy away from that. Maybe Volume. Maybe Miranda, if you wish. Maybe Dorothy, probably your best option. But Crown, Privity, and Anise is going to make it that the entire game Anise is shooting 1 bullet, basically. Or at least very quickly. Right? That's a good comp right there. I like that one. I like what this guy came up with. That's a very good comp right there, right? Because you're always going to have the reload speed. I like that. Let's take a look at some other teams, right? Usually you can finish these fights in 2 rotation, so no need for Litter. But if somehow the fight is harder than... Okay, wait, where's the team? Oh, here. Crown, Naga, Red Hood, Modernia, Alice. I guess you're going to have Red Hood as your main burst 1. And this is regular fight, so mainly story, which that's fine. I feel like you don't need multiple burst rotations in story. You just need 2, and Red Hood is going to be able to use her burst 1 twice. On top of the damage buff, Crown is going to give you the DPS from probably Modernia, Alice. You're going to go crazy. In boss battles, long battles, you're going to bring Litter, Crown, Naga, Red Hood, Alice. Very, very promising. Very, very good, actually. Right? That's with core. Without core, it's the same thing, but no Naga and Modernia. And if you need a healer, then you put Rapunzel, and by bringing Rapunzel again, you get the full uptime for that extra attack damage buff, right? I think the one I'm liking the most right now is the Summer and East one from what I'm seeing here. But hey, right? But let's take a look at this one. Litter, Crown, Red Hood, Modernia, and Alice. Red Hood Buffer will be my first team for testing. For bosses with little to no, I'd replace Litter with Dorothy, which makes sense. I only recommend you use Dorothy if you're fighting bosses, and Litter if you're fighting anything else that's not a boss, right? Unless it's like Solar Raider, Union Raid, where you need multiple teams regardless, right? But I don't put Dorothy on my team unless I'm fighting a boss, realistically, right? And so there's that. Right? I'm not saying she's not good unless you're fighting a boss. I'm just saying I don't use her unless I'm using a boss. But hey, there are some comps you could go with Crown. These are just some comps I'm coming up with. And trust and believe, if you guys subscribe to your boy's gonna have a million videos with this. You know your boy goes stupid on anniversaries and videos. Your boy's gonna have every team composition in the book. So you do not have to worry about team compositions because your boy got you. You put Crown with Ludmilla, she's already doing insane damage against Core. Now on top of the final attack damage buff, on top of the attack damage buff, on top of everything else, you can't go crazy. You put it with, oh Lord, you guys, we will be here tomorrow because this video is going up today, but we will be here tomorrow summoning for Crown live. So pull up. Good day.